Good evening again, Paul Williamson from Peak Capture Energy. Glad to be here with you this evening. On March 3rd, we submitted in writing a letter in response to the initial round of questions that came from the town planner. And in addition to that, we did receive the second round of questions and comments from the town planner on Friday afternoon. You'll note in our response to the initial questions that we are preparing a package of application amendment items and additional items that we will be submitting to the town on April 7th, so that it's submitted in time for the April 21st meeting. In that, we will also include the additional materials. There are a couple of additional materials that we've noted that were requested in the most recent round that we received on Friday. And I'm here with you tonight just to check in with you and see if anybody has any questions on the first responses that we provided to everybody on April 3rd, and to see whether or not there are any additional requests for information or materials that were not included in the initial comments from the planner or the most recent comments from the planner on Friday, just to be certain that we're able to submit a comprehensive package to you by April 7th.
Sure. I have some questions, not to beat the town, not to beat the time tonight. I have a copy for you, a copy for Adriana, and a copy for Becky, and this way you could probably, some of it's redundant, but I just had questions.
Okay, fantastic.
And you could probably answer them very quickly.
And your intention is for us to include those in the package that we
Yes,
submit?
please.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Yes. Anyone else have any questions at this time?
And in reflection, if there is anything else that comes up from the town or any other parties that's related to the substance of the application, please try to get that to us as soon as possible, because we, as I said, we would like to make sure that the next filing is as comprehensive as possible. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Just a second.
I just wanna, cause we did issue a memo, I just wanna let the board kinda know what's in that memo. I did just note an error in our first comment, we did not attach a Part 2 EAF to this submission. The board is not yet lead agency, we had to let the 30 days lapse, which, Becky, can you remind me when the NOI went out for this?
I believe it went out, off the top of my head, I think it was either the 18th or the 19th, but it's, within the next few days.
It's like in the next few days,
Yes,
right?
but we missed it just by that 30 days.
So, just as a reminder, we have only received one submission so far from this applicant. This is our second meeting. The first meeting, we provided kind of a cursory, high-level review. We were offered the opportunity to take an extra month to really comb through the submission materials and provide some more detailed comment, which is in our memo. Because of the volume of this project, unlike many of our other projects where we start with all of our comments, we're really going to be kind of adding to the comment memo as we go. I just wanted to note as well, this is an unlisted action under seeker because it's not on the type 1 list under New York State seeker law, right? And so the reason that these are called listed and unlisted actions is because the seeker law has lists where a type 2 action does not warrant environmental review and a type 1 action does warrant environmental review. As unlisted actions are neither here nor there, they are exactly that, not listed. And so this project doesn't quite meet the threshold of a type 1. However, And unlisted actions they still submitted a long form EAF and will continue to submit long form EAFs, which means that per seeker, the level of review and the level of scrutiny that they will be undergoing is the same, whether it's an unlisted action or a type 1 action. This board has noticed its intent to serve as lead agency, which means that it is intending to coordinate with all involved and interested agencies already. So that is what we're waiting on. We're waiting on confirmation from that list of involved and interested agencies that was sent out last month. We need to wait for 30 days to make sure that no one objects to this board serving as the reviewing agency for seeker, and then we can commence our seeker review. We have already commenced review, right? We're looking at this project in detail. And so I just wanted to kind of clarify that this process, whether it's an unlisted action, this project is an unlisted action, the next one is type 1, because it is clearly on the type 1 action list. They submitted the same forms. So that being said, there is some coordination that still has to happen, particularly because the best project and the solar application are using the same private roadway to get access to the property. And we've noticed we've had a couple of questions about the survey, who has rights of access, rights of way. There are utility lines crossing, right, because the substation is right there. So they need to coordinate amongst themselves to make sure that both surveys agree with each other, and that, you know, they're not conflicting with each other's plans. So there's a lot of coordination that has to happen on this project. It's going to take time, and I think that's understood by all parties, right?
Yes.
So, we know, again, we're reviewing the emergency response plan. We know that there will be conditions of approval on this project, and we are working with the emergency responders, as well as town board and the attorney, to make sure that all of that is understood and clarified. We've had our ecologists take a look at this. They would like to come out to the site when the wetlands are obvious, so that they can also take a look at the wetland delineation. They've provided comment on that. And so this review will proceed in that kind of measured and clear manner. That's the intent.
And if I might add just a couple of comments.
Sure.
First, we will be, part of that April submission will be an updated EAF form, where we'll be providing supplemental information in that, some corrected information. And then the other note is, we have already been in touch with the solar project, and we've begun that coordination and effort with them.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for the clarification.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is Nexamp Solar Site Plan Special Use Permit.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Cucchiara, Senior Vice President of Business Development at Nexamp. I'm filling in for Ryan McCune, who you guys have met in the last submission. Here with Brian Riley from Colliers. Just quickly, I'll introduce project, or just remind everyone of the project. This is the 5 megawatt DC solar facility off of Townsend's Road, just north of the substation we were just talking about. Fixed tilt solar project covering about 27.4 acres. One thing I noted, I'm gonna let Brian speak more to sort of the comments that we received from March 6th from MVP. We have a few questions for the board, and Adriana, I believe if you could help us clarify, that would be helpful. But one thing that I can do is just to eliminate any confusion, we don't have a BESS system on this project. I know early iterations did have that, but we since have removed that in this case. So just wanted to make that clear. Future submissions will clarify and rectify those issues. So I'm here to talk any questions I can fill in, but Brian, I'll let you take away.
Sure. So just to give give an update. We obviously received the comments this past Friday. Since our last meeting, we have submitted the revised long form EAF, which has come up in the last application. We've also have been on site. I don't know if anybody from the board was able to join, but we were on site to take the photos from all the various locations that we had discussed. And we met with, I believe, the owner of the Winston Farm property in doing so. That being said, at the moment, we're continuing to work on a lot of different materials to be submitted for the April 7th submission deadline. All the visual studies, responses to all the comments that were provided here. But at this time, there's no change to present to you tonight. There's a couple of questions that we did have come from those comments, and maybe you can shed some light on it tonight. Otherwise, we can connect afterwards as well. The Nelson Pope wants to be on site to do for the wetland delineation, waiting for the growing season. Just wondering if there's a timeline for that. When is that, like end of April? We're talking about just trying to figure that out in terms of our next submission being April 7th,
Right.
and all of that kind of habitat assessment, wetland delineation work.
I don't know that that has to happen before the April 7th submission. I don't know that that's honestly feasible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but Howie, if it's okay with you, I can connect our ecologists with their team for coordinating purposes to get them out on site. Is that all right with the board? Okay. So can we just
Yeah.
connect offline? 'Cause she has a different schedule.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
The other question we had is, in the comments, a couple times it came up that the plans were sent over to the town engineer for kind of the more technical aspects of the review. Is there a time on that for comments from the town engineer? Again, we're just trying to
Yeah.
incorporate as much as we can, as early as we can.
Absolutely. I think that's something, following this meeting, let's make sure he's aware that he should, I know he's looked at this, so, and he should be preparing, comments. I wanna make sure that he has the information that he needs, so again, we can coordinate offline, I think, for that.
Sure, yeah.
But yes, we have pointed out in our memo, the project does involve substantial clearing of slopes, installation of a lot of stormwater controls, level spreaders, check dams and so forth, bioretention basins. And so really it does need a very thorough engineering review, and stormwater review as well. And so I know, like I said, I know he has it, I just don't know at what point he is.
Sure, okay. All right. I was gonna go ask some more questions about some of the other comments, the tree survey and invasive species management plan, but I feel like it's something that we can kind of coordinate offline, but more likely.
I think so, unless the board has any questions about any of those points. Yeah, we can
Yeah,
coordinate offline
sure.
just to make sure we get the information.
All right, great. And then the last two I have, is this project being referred for 239 review to the county? This one, or has that happened, or?
Oh, I don't think it has
It
yet.
has not happened, okay.
No. I think we'd like at least our first round of comments addressed in the site plan.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we tend to like to have a bit more of a complete
Yeah.
plan set together because the county will provide some pretty thorough comments.
Sure.
And they would ask us to resubmit.
And then, yes, right.
That makes sense. And then lastly, just regarding the public hearing, kind of timelines with that, in coordination with the secret lead agency and all that. So is it right to assume that we submit in time for the April meeting, that would then go to public hearing, or does secret lead agency have to be declared?
At the
Fine.
April meeting, the board would be declared lead agency. I think it's a question of how complete the application is.
Okay.
I think if we don't have ecological information, it might not be worth it to open the public hearing.
Okay.
Once we open the public hearing, we're kind of under a time restriction, right? If we close it, we need to kind of have a decision close to ready.
Yeah, chances are if we don't have complete information,
Mhm.
then we open a public hearing, we probably keep it open.
Okay. That's it, just trying to get, track of the timelines, trying to fill Ryan in,
Right.
before he yells at me on the next meeting with him. But, that's it, do you have anything else?
No, good, thank you very much.
Does anyone have any questions?
I got two questions. Is protection, is there, arc fault protection for the firefighters? Do you supply that? Is there any chance of an arc fault when you shut the solar panels off? And
Yeah,
I only say that because I took a class and they said all these solar farms are supposed to supply arc fault. In other words, fireman's gear doesn't protect the fireman against an arc fault flash.
Yeah, it's something that we could definitely discuss with the fire marshal or fire chief. We have done that in the past, typically associated with our best systems. It's where we provide a lot more fire department support, training, and supplies. But if that's something important for the fire chief, we're happy to make that happen. But I'd have to look into that on the arc flash. It's not something that I can say we've done recently for a solar only project.
And my other question was, the cell fab utility panel with N-type cell technology, on page one, it says 25-year product warranty. On page one, it says 30-year performance warranty. And then on page 5, it says 20-year limited for the solar panels.
Okay, let's rectify that.
Okay.
25 years is typical for a manufacturer's warranty. The 30-year production is probably guaranteeing a certain amount of production through 30 years, so it may not sort of warranty the actual panel working, but or it's out of warranty if there's something wrong with it, but the production, they're estimating or giving you that production value past 25 years. But we can make sure that that's clarified and aligned, so, yeah.
Thank you, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That concludes the old business portion of our meeting. First up, the new business is West Camp House LLC. Lot line division.
Good evening, I'm Ryan Jennings. I'm one of the owners of West Camp House and Savage Labs LLC. We are waiting for our engineer, Qatar from Qatar's and Conrad, who's not here yet. We'd be happy to defer and let the other new business go
Move on
first.
to the next applicant.
Great, you should be here in a second.
That'd be great for Mike's.
Mike's not here.
I should have asked more questions.
You get so prepared.
Okay, sorry guys, the car showed up.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I sold batteries and solar, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be long. Sorry for being late.
All right. Good evening. Happy St. Patrick's Day. All right.
Bring it.
Yeah, I know. Deal. Okay. So this is a lot line change between two properties. One is about 1.5 acres, the other one is 1.8 acres. the way everything has been built on those two properties, we're not, we're done with the way that, not all the structures that belong to one side is on the same property. So for example, the one to the south here, I'm calling it parcel A. This is the house, the septic system is over parcel B. Part of this garage or storage is on parcel B, the pool is also over there. And the only way that we can try to organize this a little bit is to come up with this weird looking lot line. The original plan that we submitted, parcel B, the one to the north, was reduced from 1.5 to 1 acre. And then the remainder went to the north, the southern parcel went to about, a little bit over 2 acres. So I got my notes from Adriana and I, did a little bit of a verification. Parcel B currently, the northern parcel, has 3 units on it. There's a one building that has 2 apartments, and there's this standalone cabin that has 1 unit. So it's been classified as a multi-unit property. So by zoning, it will require 1 acre per dwelling unit. But this is an existing non-conforming 1.5 acres. So the adjustment that you have in your hand is basically a revision to that lot line that we actually keep the same areas as is. So the area for the northern parcel is gonna go from 1.5 to stay 1.5, and the southern one is gonna go from 1.8 and stay at 1.8. This way, we do not increase the non-conforming situation there, and we're really not building anything new. The Hansel Road is actually a 20-foot right-of-way, so I did follow the advice of holding 25 feet from the center line of that, to establish zoning setback. The building already exists over that setback, but again, it's an existing non-conforming, so we're not building anything new over there. But this solution keeps the septic for the southern parcel on the same parcel. It puts the pool with it, and the eastern side of parcel, the southern parcel will basically go to this one to keep the same area. I know it looks a little bit weird, but that's basically as best as we can do the situation like this.
So where is the access to, B?
So B is through Hansel Road.
So where line comes in?
This
to
dotted
your
line there?
garage?
Yep.
So this
Yes,
represents the
they come here and there.
Oh, there, yeah.
Qatar, is there an Airbnb somewhere here around here?
No, they're not short-term rental, right? They're not short-term rental.
Which part? Parcel A is.
Parcel A. Okay, so parcel A is short-term rental. The standalone house is a short-term rental.
Qatar, so you're proposing now to add 0.448 acres?
It's a swap.
Yeah, so just the total area before and after, just check your math. It's 0.448 acres?
Yeah.
1.859. So it's after, lot A after is actually 1.411. You have 1.859 acres
Yeah. It's getting,
minus, subtract, 0.448.
then it's getting another,
Oh, you're at, and now you're adding this
yes,
purple
so
part?
yes, it's
I
the
see,
exact swap.
okay, I apologize.
I didn't have coffee, but it was.
No, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up with you here. This was a
No,
fun
no,
one.
basically the purple is going to.
This is going
A,
here.
and the orange or the yellow is going to B, it's just a swap. Yeah,
So, did you find
garage up there, and parcel B, that's where the septic is.
Possible septic.
Yeah, it's the area there, and then, this is actually not a shed, it's a well house.
Oh.
That's a well house. Well,
Septic. So the lot lines are still, the lot lines are the lot lines, but you're measuring the front setback from the center line of the east.
center line of Handle Road, yes, it's 25 feet. And they do have, in the deed, they do have an access to Hansel Road, there is no road maintenance agreement or anything, you just have access to it. So, unless they do, like some file of search, they might find.
Pre-existing.
Yeah, and it's existing, nothing's changing.
And there's no, the lot line doesn't go to the center line.
No, they don't.
Here.
Yeah, no. Well, that area is a little, I mean, I believe that with the tax map, I think the next lot is over here. I think this Handle Road belongs
Belongs to
to the
their
back,
lot.
yep, the back property.
Okay. So, Picard did answer all, most of the questions that we had in our memo. Let me catch up to you, okay?
Yes, catch up to me.
Alright, so that's been confirmed, lot B has rights to access Hampton Road. We know that both lots have wells and septics dedicated to the structures on each site. We know that, so parcel A currently has a short-term rental, they currently have a permit for a short-term rental, right? Yes. So it's, I don't think, based on the short-term rental law, that you need to make any changes to that permit unless you change ownership. So, then in that case, the area to be swapped doesn't exceed the minimum lot size. We're not making any, I don't think we're making anything more non-conforming in this case.
We're not making.
We're not
no.
making
No.
anything more non-conforming, so the two-story, this parcel B already contains a 2-unit and an accessory cabin, but that was already on an undersized lot based
Yeah.
on the unit density. So the provisions of section 215-13 do appear to be met. And so if the board wants to waive the public hearing and sketch plan review, or preliminary review of the subdivision, you can move forward under the lot line adjustment regulations. Just type action because no new parcels are being created, and referral to Ulster County is not required. Any questions?
No, it's actually, it looks, it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. It was, the first version was more.
No, but I appreciate your notes, because we got to this based on that.
Yeah.
Let's get a question. Where's the septic from cabin on parcel B?
Everything tied to that, the whole tied to the same septic.
It's pretty far. Have you confirmed that there's no crossing of like piping or anything like that?
When we purchased, the person we know, the septic line from the cabin, previous owners have replaced it. And it runs parallel to the road down to the location in front of the garage.
Okay.
The septic for this.
in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, so now I can just press the button and go to the next time, that's it. Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Sorry to be late again, I'll, you'll see a lot of me next month.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Michael and Deborah.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's well. Represent Mike and Debbie Nicola with a lot line revision. This is Sparling Road, they own 18.1, block 1, lot 21, and 18.1, block 1, lot 22.111. Where the sensitive overlay requires us to have 2 areas, 2 acres per area. We're transferring, we're performing a lot line revision and transferring 4.135 acres from their parcel 22.111 to their parcel 21. So basically, we are taking their 20.2 acre parcel and making it 24.3, and making their 6.1 acre parcel 4.1 acres. The only issue we have here is that we are transferring a portion larger than the required lot size. Other than that, we've gone through the order of operations. We had an extensive wetland mark out on here. Basically, everything in the back of the home is not developable based upon the DEC. So there was no plan for development anyway, but that is where we ended up trying to get away from having a JP put on upon us now and then waiting further for approval. So we went ahead and did a JP ahead of time. So again, the only issue that we really have to overcome is the land area transfer. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward.
But we do need a supermajority, in order to waive the, subdivision requirements and,
I'll second it.
Whatever I move.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Carol, second by Mike.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
One more motion.
Yeah, we need to.
no, we're good.
All right, we're good. All right, good night, everybody.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. And I think as everyone knows, we're gonna be missing someone for a little months, a little while.
Looks like a person, meeting person. I'll miss you guys a lot. But I look forward to returning. You're in good hands, Dylan.
You saved some fun ones for me.
Yeah, I saved all the fun stuff for Dylan. I will send pictures. Thank you.
But you will be at workshops this month.
I'll be at workshop this month.